Alrighty guys, we're back for Lifegain Aggro, and this is an Edge of Eternities Standard Brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some Ranked. Not too many different cards in my version of Mono White Lifegain here, so you get to see a lot of these all the time from the opponents. Healer's Hawk making the cut as a 4 of, all 4 Sanctifier, all 4 Vanguard, all 4 Ruin-Lurker Bats as well. Yeah, we see this lineup of 1-drops very often. How about a Zack Fair, though, making the cut as a 1 of? My bestie, right? I think it'll actually be really good in here. Another card that we don't see too often in Mono White Lifegain is actually Lumen-Class Frigate. It's a 2-mana spacecraft with station at 2+. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. Should be fantastic in a deck list that knows how to go wide with all these 1-drops, huh? Now at 12+, it has flying, lifelink, and it's a 3/5, which should be really easy to power up in a deck list like this, especially if you have big old chunky channelers or Pridemates as well, both of these making the cut as a 4 of course. Removal is important, all 4 sheltered by ghosts, naturally. How about a couple of Lindens? Yep, an Enduring Innocence, and a couple of the Haliya Guided by Light. It's a 3-mana 3/3 with warp for just 1 white. So whenever Haliya or another creature or artifact you control enters, you gain 1 life. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card if you gained 3 or more life this turn, which is actually just really easy, huh? It's a pretty good card draw then. On the top end, of course, we have Leyline of Hope. Hopefully, we're getting this down for free in our opening hand. In the mana base, guys, wow. We have 20 total mana, and we have a couple starting town to easily power up the channeler to get it into the air with flying and vigilance. We have a couple Lupinflower Village too, because we have bats, birds, and we have rabbits in here as well. So some honorable mentions: Authority of Consuls, Case of the Uneaten Feast, yep, Restoration Magic, Exemplar of Light, Fountain Port, and one that I'm actually going to keep over here, Requisition Raid, just in case we actually need this today. I'm not afraid to do a mid-video revamp and put a couple Requisition Raids in here. Alright guys, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some Ranked, see how we do. Alright, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I think it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, in all of my test games, so it's been a week or two maybe, but I don't think I've lost a single test game yet. And I played quite a few. So I guess the deck list is overdue for a loss, but I'm not worried about it, honestly. Ooh, I am worried about this opening mana with just starting town, but Leyline, bunch of 1-drops. Still 19 land in the deck list to draw into. And we go first. Yeah, what the heck, man, let's do it. Give it a shot, see what we can get up to here. This might be pretty risky with just the starting town. Alright, right into Ruin-Lurker Bat. Ow, my face. It's okay, we'll gain that back immediately. Come on, planes. Seam rip. Oh, man. Come on, planes. Yeah, planes. Let's go. Holy cow. Probably both of the Vanguards. Right? Makes sense to me. Yeah. Get these down and established. Probably warp out Haliya next turn. Unless we see the 3rd mana. I think we still might warp it, though. The Leyline's not great. Counterspell would be rough. I think we still try this. See what happens here. It's a rough counterspell, but not the worst of the counterspells, huh? At least we still get the Healer Hawk down. So right up against some control here, I think we're in a lot of danger, man. I really do. Oh my goodness, especially if we see another Leyline of Hope. Holy cow, dude. Oh my goodness, that's really bad. Guys, send help, dude. Wow, we actually pushed that damage through, though. That's pretty significant. 3 steps ahead. Okay. Go for the card draw for sure. They need to hit one of their board wipes. We got 9 on the board. The Vanguard's boost. We do have 11 on the board if they get the boost. Team rip, that's good for them. Yeah, any creatures off the top, we really, at this point, we don't even want land because, what are we going into? Uh-oh, 2 pieces of spot removal. Nice, okay. Great news, guys. Like I said, any creature, that swing. Okay, we do have 8 on the board. They used 2 pieces of spot removal last turn. Their 5th mana isn't open. They send a No More Lies. Consult the star charts. That should find them the spot removal that they need. Holy cow, guys. I can't believe it. I'm really taken aback by that, man. I can't believe that we still put up a deadly enough fight. The 2 ley lines, quite possibly worst case scenario draws. And then I guess based on that game too, the Haliya was a worst case scenario counterspell too. I'll take it, man. Victories are hard to come by, but again, this deck list is really overdue for a loss. As far as I remember, of course. Like I said, it's been a while since actually I went into a test game with it, but yeah, what I really want to showcase today is actually that Lumen-Class Frigate, so I'm worried that the 2 of isn't going to be enough, but we should be able to see it today. Nice, wow. Getting Leyline of Hope in our opener 2 games in a row is pretty good. I'm keeping it, and plus 3 planes, totally fine. Good curve. Any 1-drop or 2-drop works really well with this curve. So this is a Ruin-Lurker Bat turn 1 kind of game. Alright, holy cow, dude. Oh my goodness. That's pretty good, I would say. This is a good draw. Right into Linden next turn. I hope the opponent has some removal. Alright, probably removal open. Now, we'll get the starting town down before... we gotta pay the 1. Do we care if this comes down tapped next turn? Nah. I'd rather not pay the 1, even though we got all this, ridiculous life gain. I'd rather just have starting town as a tapped land next turn. I think Linden's gonna bite the dust here, but... nowhere to run. Yeah, but that lets us keep the channeler around, which is actually pretty good too. The scry, another channeler. Yep, totally keep it on top. Nurturing Pixie, bounce the nowhere to run. Pop the channeler. Channeler counters go on to Ruin-Lurker Bat. Which is good news, because now it can swing around the Pixie easily. Alright. Dump the hand, right? The 26, unfortunately, only getting the Leyline boost after the swing, but that's fine. They actually don't accept the trade. Everything's pretty chunky here, getting around the nowhere to run nicely, except the Vanguard, I guess. Sun Pearl, bounce nowhere, hit the Vanguard. We still got 2 chunky creatures. I don't know, man. They got some chump blockers, though. It's good for them. Oh, this is going to be a get lost for the Ruin-Lurker Bat, actually. Okay. It's pretty good, but we're probably going to use those. Oh, Lumen-Class. Beautiful. Really nice. Vanguard taps boosts the wide board. Well, we don't got a wide board anymore, but still. That's good. I like that a lot. Plug the extra counters into the channeler for when they kill it. Hopefully it's not exile removal. They kill both of them, then we're in danger. Boost here. I think we just go Lumen-Class Frigate before combat. Vanguard's not going to get the boost. Okay. Right. If we focus on powering up the Lumen-Class, that could be pretty good. Let's plug some into the channeler, see what happens here. Oh, more mana's not that great, but at least we won't be drawing that next turn, right? Vanguard, we keep any creature on top, period. It's a tough decision to know what we want to plug into the Lumen-Class, because if we plug 10 into it now, it's not terrible, but I think I'd rather get the swing. But I don't think the swing with the Vanguard is necessary right now, so we can start plugging a little bit into it. We're very, very close to just powering it up, just one short, unfortunately. We go for the swing, get the chump out of the opponent here, because I doubt they take 8 down to 4. They take 8 down to 4, as the opponent's like proving me wrong very often. I think that's pretty dangerous. So board wipe incoming, huh? No, it's going to be nowhere to run for the Vanguard. Oh, Momentum Breaker, easily getting around the chunky channeler. Like I feared, 2 pieces of spot removal. So if I would have plugged extra into the Lumen-Class, we would have been able to power up the Lumen-Class this turn, actually. We're in danger, guys. We really, really are. It'll be all too easy for them to bounce either the Nowhere to Run or Breaker back to hand and do it all over again. They go for a big chunky demon. Oh boy. Oh no, it's land. It's land, guys. Right. They got the Soulstone Sanctuary here too. They unlock Unholy Annex. Yeah, the overwhelming amount of spot removal this game was definitely what did us in. The Momentum Breaker play was beautiful from the opponent. I probably shouldn't have taken that swing, right? I should have plugged Channeler into the Lumen-Class and prepared for this a little bit better. Even so. Well, they still have something open here, unfortunately, guys. Probably a Get Lost, then. A Get Lost for the Lumen-Class would be pretty devastating. Go back up to 10, boost the Channeler. We could go back up to 13. They only got 10 on the board, plus 2 from the Unholy. No, they do have the Sanctuary for game then, too. So I guess we're forced to keep the Lumen-Class as a blocker, but I don't know if it survives here anyways. They power up Sanctuary. That's what was holding it up then, huh? Cosmo Grand Zenith, and they're going to boost this wide board state. Momentum Breaker, the sacrifice is going to be the Vanguard for sure. Although we could sacrifice Channeler, put the counter in the air. That could be pretty good too. 7 getting through there. Block into the Sanctuary. Then 13 getting through. And then we gain 4, so we'd be at 1. Okay. Yeah, I think if we're in danger either way, this is pretty good. Giving us a good block into the Sanctuary. Like I said, 13 on the board. But 14 over here thanks to lifelink. We're alive! Now they're at 9. They gained some good life here from the Momentum Breaker and everything too. Oh yeah, Unholy Annex. Hey, that was heavily leaning towards the opponent either way. So I wasn't thinking about the Annex -2. So I guess we would have been forced into a chump with the big demon, and then what would we have done? You know, pretty much any top deck at that point. So it was heavily, heavily leaning towards the opponent after they got rid of our initial board state. Yeah, I don't know who's like favored in a matchup like that. Probably the opponent with a lot of spot removal that they can keep reusing like that. That's a lot of value to have to deal with. But, you know, we got some decent card draw in here, I suppose. Not a lot of card draw, but decent, right? Hey, great hands. No Leyline of Hope this time round. The seal. Nice. over Ruin-Lurker Bat? Is Sanctifier the play? I guess so. I'd like to start flying in the air though too. Similar concept for turn 2 where Pridemate comes down, but we're, instead of relying on the Pridemate enter, we're relying on the Bat swing for the life gain, right? But if I would have went Sanctifier first, Bat could come down, gaining us life off the Sanctifier. So I guess it's more life gain if you go Sanctifier, but pushing damage with the Bat. Unfortunately, I didn't think about chump blockers. Or normal blockers, right? It's a 2-2 actually, which is terrifying. So I suppose that means Pridemate over Channeler. We don't have the swing. So Sanctifier was the better turn 1 period, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Mirror Tempo's rough business, and they know how to tap down big chunky creatures when it comes time to. Keep the Siren around to be able to block the Bat. Might swing with that Bat next turn anyways. Here comes Kaito. Do they tap the Pridemate or do they go card draw? I think they're safe to go card draw here for sure. They do. Surveil 2, draw a card.
Now I know your weakness.
Establishing the Haliya could be cool. Spyglass Siren really holding us up here, unfortunately, guys. I don't know why I didn't think about them getting a blocker in the air. But at least... So Haliya can come down next turn. We don't have to worry too much about that. Get the Sanctifier down. Get the Channeler down. Boost Pridemate Channeler. It's tempting to still go for that Ruin-Lurker Bat swing. But we probably shouldn't. Get the Kaito, see what they do here. Yeah, honestly, this whole game could come down to just not playing the Sanctifier first. Dark Knight comes back down. And they could keep the counterspell open. Probably quite successfully with another removal piece or another flash creature too. With the Kaito. Yeah, I was going to say double blocks work on the Kaito, right? Just has hexproof. They swing in the air. I'll take that 2 all day. Yeah, maybe we can actually start getting the Bat through in the air. We go Surveil, draw. I guess we didn't really want to give them card draw on the Kaito, so we could have chumped. Because it's draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn, right? So chumping would have stopped that, but at that point they still got the +1 on the Kaito too, if that's what they wanted to do. Oh, 6 mana in the top 11 in a 20 land deck list is a flood, guys. Oh dear. Not only did I play it poorly, but now we're flooding. Oh no. Right, so I suppose we'll start by playing Haliya, and we don't gotta warp it out. We can actually establish this. Well, no, we should warp it out. That way we have the 2 to pay for the Phantom Interference, right? Yeah, and that's probably worthwhile. We'll have 3 open here. We get around Phantom Interference. They do have 3 mana open. It could be at 3 steps ahead. Just a full counter would be beautiful for the opponent. Because gaining on Haliya and the Sanctifier this turn is really good. This is where, if only one of our lands was a starting town, it'd be great to get this Channeler into the air, because the Cecile is going to be a great blocker for either of these. Like they're going to go Drowner onto the Channeler, so Haliya does enter. So Cecile's a great blocker for the Pridemate then at that point. Do we still swing into it though? Or do we just go 1 to the Kaito, hope that this last one isn't like a stab or something? Because we can keep our creatures around, maybe. Could actually still be a pretty good block for us, though, because if they have another Drowner, tapping these down would be terrible. I'm going to try it just one turn of patience here. We do take care of the Kaito, which is just terrific news for us. We get card draw on the Haliya, thank goodness. Oh no, it's more mana, guys. Okay, 7 land in the top 12. It isn't a 30 land deck list, so yep, definitely a flood this time. Sometimes I have to question if it's a flood. This time I do not have to question it. And again, too bad it's not a starting town, but I'm pretty sure the Channeler's going bye-bye this turn anyways. So I think Cecile's going to get through. That probably means Kaito number 2. But we really don't want to trade the Pridemate. Even with Kaito -2, 2 stun counters on the Pridemate, similar concept. Just a chance that they actually missed the Kaito, though, so. Alright, nice. They go down to 16 here because of the Cecile ability. Drowner throws the Channeler back into the build. It's really rough, right? But, okay, 3rd mana open, they got their Phantom Interference. Maybe we'll actually get a good Pridemate swing here. Channeler, hey, there we go, buddy. How are you doing? Let's start with the Haliya, because we'll have the 2 open for the Phantom Interference, right? And I'd pay that 2 all day over the 2nd Channeler. Shoot the Sheriff for the Pridemate. Nice, opponent. Alright. We gain 2 here. It's probably... So now we establish the Channeler. They only had the 1 island. Could have been Bounce Spell or something, right? Not bad. Get some card draw on the Haliya. No swings. I think we hold the Ruin-Lurker Bat back. So we draw on the Haliya here. Nope, we do not need more planes. Oh my goodness, guys. Hey, Pridemate. There we go. Yeah, I think this is anyone's game. I don't know who it's leaning towards right now. I will say this. I feel like if I had the 3rd Haliya, I'd probably play the 3rd in the deck list. Right now, I only got 2. I don't know if it's really worth the craft for me personally right now. When I pull the 3rd, I'll probably be happy about it, though. It's a really neat card, isn't it? And it's been fantastic card draw. So nowhere to run. We're going to plug all that right onto that Ruin-Lurker Bat. Hopefully it lands. Going to be Tidebinder. Cool. Nice. Really good play, opponent. Taking care of all that on their turn. They'll go down to 14. They're tapped out here. Yeah, we're not really scared about that, right? We got to keep the Haliya on the board regardless. Oh no, guys, it is more mana. And we sent one too. 8, 9. 9 planes in the top 14 cards. Holy cow. Holy cow, man. I think I might actually take the swing with the Ruin-Lurker Bat now because we want card draw on the Haliya. And it's not like the Spyglass Siren's going anywhere. I'm sorry, Ruin-Lurker Bat. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. They take the block. Let's see what we can find on top here with the Haliya. It's another plains. Oh dear, guys. Oh dear. We're supposed to be surprised, right? I am a little surprised. That is a huge flood. Holy cow. Yeah. Yeah, I think... Oh, guys. 10, 11 planes in the top 16? Wait, am I counting wrong or something? I have to be. Wait. How many cards do we have in the deck list? We have 60 cards, right? Oh my goodness, guys. Right, Cecile blocks Pridemate really well. No way to gain life, no way to draw a card. I don't think we have anything here. We don't take the swing in with the Pridemate, right? No, I don't think we do. Oh crap, man. I think it is now leaning towards the opponent pretty well here. Right. I am counting correctly because we saw 6 cards that weren't land. We have 10 cards total that are land, and we sent one to the bottom. That's what was throwing me off there. We didn't draw this land, we sent it with the Scribe. We swing in the air. Looks like they might be missing too. Oh, thank goodness, dude. Holy cow. At least it's something, huh? Now, we don't have 3 life to draw on the Haliya, but does it matter? No, we still play this no matter what. They could lean into the Phantom Interference, get a Spirit, make us pay 2, but we got so much mana that they really just don't care about having us pay the 2. It's not going to be a great way to get this Pridemate through until we find a Sheltered by Ghost, which has been hiding in the deck list so far. Yeah, Sheltered by Ghost would be pretty good, but then it also has to land, and Dimir Tempo doesn't just have these style of counter spells, right? They totally have actual counters in there too. Like, I'm pretty sure they do run 3 steps ahead, right? So that'll be a problem when it comes time. And Tidebinder could be an issue, again, if they have another one later on. Oh, Lumen-Class. Nice, dude. That should be actually fantastic. See if it lands. I think spot removal for the Pridemate would be a nail in the coffin. Because Pridemate's going to put a lot of the boost into the Lumen-Class here. Works with the Haliya, which is really cool. I think even if they do pop the Pridemate with spot removal, I think we still plug all the creatures into the Lumen-Class to get it one step closer. What is thinking? Looks like it's going to be Bitter Triumph for that Pridemate. It's close to a nail in the coffin, right? It definitely doesn't feel great. They'll have a great swing. They're going to flip the Cecile. We got 8 on the board. So if we tap one more now, we can power up Lumen-Class next turn without drawing a creature. They got a great swing. Yeah, flip the Cecile. We can find a Sheltered by Ghost. I don't know if they'll actually... They'll need to remove the Lumen-Class eventually if we do get the power up next turn. I hope we're okay. We'll see, man. We'll see. For how much we flooded, it does feel like the opponent missed a little bit somewhere in this one, right? Like, they kind of really slowed down their pace. I mean, they also have 7 land on the board, too. Okay, the one card that we don't know about in their hand is not a Kaito. That's great news. Put the Cecile, they're down to 9. They're going to banish the Haliya. So we no longer have enough to power up the Lumen-Class, unfortunately. Wow, Sheltered by Ghost. Holy cow, dude. That is really good. No longer hiding in the deck list. Come on down, Sheltered by Ghost. Gives the boost to the power. We can tap both Sanctifiers to power up the Lumen-Class. It's really good, man. This is still anyone's game. For real. The opponent has had a lot of answers. Gonna make us pay the 2 at long last, right? Either way, we know the pickup here. Cecile being a 4/4 with a lifelink is crazy business. I don't even know what the rest of the card does, honestly. Alright, let's go ahead and power this up. So they got 7 on the board now. They're at 9. Do we start swinging? We go back up to 11. Yeah, totally. I called it Lifegain aggro for a reason. We know very well that this is an aggro deck list. This is quite the board state, actually. They should be a little bit afraid. Probably keeping Tidebinder back at least. They might not swing at all here, guys. And if they find mana off the top, might actually be looking pretty good for us. They don't even have a great double block in the air for the Lumen class. They do go for that full swing. Let's see what that top deck was then. It's got to be something good because they're at 6 now. Zack, dude, come on down, buddy. Blood Pits Drowner. Oh, that's a good top deck. Oh, no. Oh, why didn't they tap down the Lumen class, though? Oh, because they want the Cecile back. Yeah. I still would have expected the Lumen class to be the target. Well, if they don't block, we have Zack's ability, so they're forced into a block here. Because they're only at 6. So that way we won't lose the Sanctifier next turn. That's really good. You got to watch out for Zack, man. Doesn't need to tap, so you can do it immediately. And right now, I'm not going to then. We go back up to 9. All right, bring it on, opponent. If you get another good top deck like that, you might still be in this. Either way, I think they have to keep a blocker back this time. In the air for the Lumen class. Putting up one heck of a fight. They do keep that chump blocker. Okie dokie's down to 7. Oh, Kaito, guys. No. No. I think they want to go -2 on the Kaito here for stun counters, right?
The housewarming party has arrived.
Yeah, they need to stop this Lumen class in its tracks. No, they're going for card draw, guys.
Information is its own weapon.
That could be good news for us. Surveil 2, they send an Enduring Curiosity. Spyglass Siren, yeah, another blocker in the air. Okay, if they have enough blockers. No, that wasn't another one. That's the one they sent to the Kaito. I'm getting confused, guys. Oh, it was another one. Anyways, right? Double Spyglass Siren, plenty of blockers for the Lumen class. We still need just more of everything off the top, guys. Holy cow. Yeah, I'd say both of us putting up one heck of a fight here. Use the other map token. Yeah, if they actually get a counter onto one of their flyers, then they do have a triple block, which would be really bad news for us. So let's see if it's mana here. We'd have to use Zack. Okay, they do have the triple block. Thank goodness Zack's on the board. Right, being at 3, how do we push that last bit through? Wow. That's gotta be good, right? 4 creatures on the board. That Kaito's such a problem. But forcing blocks. I mean, this has got to be just incredible. So no swinging with Zack anyways, right? Full swing. Full swing. Yeah, we go back up to 10 thanks to lifelink. We swing at their face, forcing blocks somewhere. Kaito's still a problem. We swing here, they just chump anyways. Okay. Okay, guys. Ignoring the Kaito's bad news, but Kaito is also like one of the best draws the opponent could have seen there. The second Kaito, I should say, right? Chump, and they got a chump. Chump and chump. Keep 6 on the board. Go back up to 10. No, Kaito's going to be... Oh, Kaito's lethal damage, guys. Kaito's totally lethal damage. So, because they got the +1. So they'll have 10 on the board, right? Wait, what is Kaito? It's a 3/4 ninja. Okay, they got the +1. The only thing that keeps us in is using Zack's ability now. to go up to 11. And then we hope that they miss off the top. Because they had +1 on Kaito, 10 damage swinging in. Oh, Kaito is such a problem, dude. Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat. What a good game, huh? This might be the last one of the evening. Actually, I'll probably still try to play one more game. They just swing with the Kaito, get the card draw then. We can try to power up the other Lumen class. It needs all the creatures, though. Double Sanctifier on the board. Any creature off the top would be really fantastic here, especially another of the Haliyas, right? Where's the Haliya?
My eyes are as sharp as my sword.
Where is it? Where am I missing it? Oh, it got shuffled back into the deck list. That's why, yeah. Okay, Flood Pit's Drowner, and Soulstone Sanctuary. Oh, Leonin Vanguard. Very nice. So we know that the Lumen-Class Frigate's going to get tapped down to the Drowner. Maybe we should tap it down now. We'll just tap down the Sanctifier then instead on the ground. Unfortunately, I think we let them target whatever they want to target with the Drowner. No, never mind. Never mind. We do this now while we have priority. And then if they want to tap down the Sanctifier, that's much better than them tapping down the Lumen class. Because if they send it back to the grave... Send it back to the deck. I'm sorry, guys. The game is melting my brain, apparently. Let's get the Vanguard down. Gain some good life here. Oh, man. They do got a double block into the Sanctifier when it comes time, but I think we just power up the Lumen class. Swing in the air at the Kaito. They chump probably then. They got some good life gain from the Vanguard coming in too. Lumen-Class Frigate totally doing the thing this game. Hopefully we don't see mana next turn, because now, after all those turns in a row of not seeing mana, I am a little concerned about it. Alright, swing at Kaito. They let Kaito die? Probably not, right? Swing at face. We're forcing a chump, but Kaito survives. So force a chump or swing at Kaito. I'm pretty sure it's still a chump anyways, so swing at Kaito, right? Yeah, they want to keep this Planeswalker around. It's generating way too much value for them. And the important thing here, by letting them tap down the Sanctifier, is now we have 2 Lumen classes in the air, but this was their last flyer. So, power up the Sanctuary. 11 on the board. 12 with the +1 on the Kaito. What did they draw? What did they draw, guys? They're going for the full swing. Maybe because they don't have any blockers in the air for the Lumen class. They didn't go plus on the Kaito either, right? So they want card draw here. They're looking for removal for the Lumen class, which I think they could find easily since we were forced to use the Zack earlier to make sure we could get around the lethal. Surveil 2. Come on. They surveilled both, so higher chance of hitting what they need here. They need 2 pieces of spot removal for Lumen. Another Drowner could tap one down. Another Bitter Triumph could take care of the other one. No, Bitter Triumph, they're at 3, guys. It can't take care of the other one. What is it, opponent? What is it? What is it, buddy? They get Cecile back onto the board. Again, the flyers... pretty significant here. I guess they could get a chump blocker flyer, right? And some removal for the other Lumen class. That could keep a minute. How many Spyglass Sirens? Oh, second Kaito. Go for the card draw. They still have 3 mana open. Guys, I now think that the odds of them missing is pretty low, because they would have surveilled 4 this entire turn. And this is Kaito number 3. Yep, I think them missing is pretty low. They send both, including a Drowner, guys. 4th mana. That's good news. But what's the card we don't know about? Creature of the Schism. Hey, good game, opponent. Good game. Yes, swing in the air. Lumen-Class Frigate. Being an MVP, bro. That was anyone's game, like, the whole time. What a good one, too. And two meta deck lists really just doing the thing. The flood was horrendous early on, but then after we got that initial flood out of the way, we just kept ripping good things off the top. Another Sheltered by Ghost would have been pretty good that game. Guys, usually the matches are pretty fast with this. I'm going to try one more, even though we're 40 minutes in. Speaking of which, while we're here towards the end of the video, make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link, as well as that Patreon link too, if you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. Also, guys, for the YouTube side of things, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. If you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel. So thank you guys. We go first. No 1-drops. Plenty of 1-drops to draw into. Early Leyline. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. We'll be fine. And both Haliyas in hand. Yep, I think a 3rd Haliya would be great for this deck list. I don't know about a 4th. It's a powerful card. Every now and then the legendary is gonna be a problem. So 3 makes sense. It really depends on the legendary as to whether or not you want 4. I'd say Haliya's probably not a 4 of kind of legendary, but I guess it really depends. Really is a fantastic creature, huh? Alright, we could gain 2 off the Haliya, but I think we just hold off, right? I'm pretty sure. I think that we'd really want to get the Lumen class down before warping this out as well. Okay. Right. Let's do Essence Channeler. Could always double warp Haliya's next turn. Again, it'd be really nice to get the Lumen class down, but maybe we see mana off the top and we can go Lumen class, then warp 1 Haliya. Gain a little bit, pump both creatures into the Lumen class. Omniscience in the grave, Kona as well. Okay, Kona Omniscience. We gotta go fast, man. Luckily, this deck list does know how to go fast. The question is, are we gonna see the mana we need here? We don't, but Sanctifier's pretty good too. Let's get the Sanctifier down and established. It would have been great to establish the Lumen class, but missing mana is going to happen sometimes in a 20-land deck list. Get some good card draw on the Haliya. Maybe we find that mana for next turn here, right? We do starting town, but it's going to be tapped land, unfortunately, right? So, because it'll be our 4th turn, actually. See if we get to keep our creatures around. Dredger's Insight. Yep, we got like 1 turn here before the Omniscience comes down. But they also need... Oh, wow. Pinnacle Starcage. No 2nd white mana right now. Ruin-Lurker Bat's pretty good. Establishing the other Channeler could be good if we think we do have that turn past this. We only got 5 on the board right now, guys. Going to be a boost to the Leyline as well here. Unfortunately, I'd like to establish more, but if we only got a couple turns, and Pinnacle Starcage looming over us in the next turn here too. With Pinnacle Starcage looming, Lumen-Class Frigate also gets picked up by this. Artifacts and creatures, 2 or less. Yep, we gotta go for the card draw on the Haliya, and this also, I'm gonna try to push a little excess damage here with the Ruin-Lurker Bat. Because it's good damage, man. Really good damage. Down to 6. It's a powerful turn. We get some card draw on the Haliya. Nice. Planes could help us out a little bit to get Channeler and Frigate down. They do have the second white source, so that's the Pinnacle Star Cage. We gotta figure out how to get that last 6 damage through. Sheltered by Ghost. Wow. The question is, would they have the other Pinnacle Star Cage, or is it just gonna be time for the Kona? They don't have a way to tap the Kona for the first turn, though. Establishing the Haliya as a 3-mana card could be pretty good. Do we actually just go Sheltered by Ghost this turn and just bank on them missing another board wipe? Tough decision, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Bring it on, opponent. Bring it on. Win or lose, I'm pretty satisfied, man. A very fun deck list. I love I love all creature deck lists like this that just slam creatures on the board. 5th mana and Kona. No way to tap the Kona. They pass it back. Wow. Wow, guys. Totally worth the risk there. Good stuff, man. Really fun. Yeah, out of all the meta deck lists for me to visit, I think this is... There's a really good reason I actually visited this one. You know what I mean? So, how do you guys like my additions for Mono White Lifegain? Originally, I thought one of my additions was Starting Town. As it turns out, it actually is already a thing. People are playing Starting Town for the Essence Channeler. So really, my additions are Lumen-Class Frigate and Zack Fair. This is what we really don't see, as far as I know, ever in Mono White Lifegain, right? So let me know. If you play Mono White Lifegain, have you tried Lumen-Class Frigate in here? Have you tried Zack Fair, for that matter, too? What's really neat about Zack, too, is, of course, that bottom ability comes in handy constantly. But also, if your Channeler dies, you could plug those extra counters onto Zack. Now, Zack becomes super deadly if you pop the Zack later on, too, and plug it on. Well, of course, if you already had creatures established, you can already put the Channeler counters onto something in the air. But it's kind of neat that you can kind of pass it to Zack and then later on pass the Zack counters to one of your flyers that you eventually top decked or something. You know what I mean? Anyways, Lumen-Class Frigate, I'd say showing off in most of the games. In that last one, we really didn't have time to establish it, which is definitely going to happen sometimes, where you have this, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a Pinnacle Star Cage. and so with that looming threat, can you take a whole turn of setup? And the answer is usually no. You got to somehow push the aggro through. Now, Lumen-Class Frigate is one of those cards that can help you push the aggro through on that turn as well. That is something to consider, right? Because it's really easy to power up that first part of the station. At just 2+, all your creatures getting that 1/1 boost. Really good, actually, man. I like this. And then it's so easy to power it up to a 3/5 with Channeler and Pridemate and everything, too. Linden could probably be a 1-of in here, and maybe that's where we could slide that third Haliya in. Or maybe a second Enduring Innocence, too, for some more consistent card draw. When the opponent removes the Innocence, it comes back as an enchantment. And then, thank goodness, so you still have something on the board, right? So that way, anytime you top deck one of your 1-mana cards or something, you can play them, get some card draw. But only 1 Innocence for a good reason, because in this deck list, we are boosting our creatures past the power of 2, before they enter with cards like Lumen-Class, but it's only 2 Lumen-Class and 1 Enduring Innocence, so that little bit of anti-synergy isn't going to really come up very often. I mean, it's a similar concept with Enduring Innocence and Leyline of Hope, too. You're boosting your creatures wide with +2/+2 once you have 27 life, so I don't think we worry too much about that. Again, just 1 of Innocence, and even if you're not getting card draw, it still fits the life gain theme, because thank goodness it has lifelink as well, and that lifelink really does come in handy. I'm sticking by the 2 Lupinflower Village too, since we have 8 bats, 4 birds, and we also have 4 rabbits too. If we flooded out in that one game against Demir Tempo, if we had a Lupinflower Village, that flood wouldn't have looked nearly as bad, right? Pay the 2, tap it, sack it, top 6 cards, grab one of your creatures, play the creature, be happy about it. Yeah. But instead, the flood looked like all of our planes out of the deck list, right? So it was a silly flood. I think the 2 Lupinflower makes a lot of sense here. And then keep your eye on Requisition Raid, guys, because when you are going wide with all these 1-drops and you don't see a target for an artifact or an enchantment, then just boost it wide with the +1/+1 counters. And again, works with the Zack too. Extra counters on Zack happens to be pretty good. Other than that, Requisition Raid really helps out against synthesizer builds and everything, and didn't see synthesizer today, which is a little weird, but we definitely see it often. Also, destroy target artifact helps you against Pinnacle Star Cage, right? So that's something. So does Sheltered by Ghost, though. Sheltered by Ghost also helps you against the synthesizer builds too, because it's a non-land permanent, of course. So that is something to say there. Still, I think definitely worth thinking about Requisition Raid maybe as a one of, depending on what meta you're seeing. But based on today, I think I can successfully drop it out of the honorable mentions. Still, I kept it there for a very, very good reason. All right, guys. Hey, enough rambling, huh? Let me know what you thought of the deck list down in the description. You guys can't write in the description. Down in the comments. Down in the comments, let me know what you thought of the deck list. Of course, it's kind of generic Mono White Lifegain, just with a couple additions. I guess mostly let me know what you thought of those additions, okay? All right, guys. Yeah, enough rambling, huh? I will see you in the next video.